Good afternoon, everybody. This is Life Process with Charlene Anders. I'm sitting on a bus stop. How many of you all feel like sometimes life is like sitting on a bus stop? Sounds like Forrest Gump line, right? You're sitting on a bus stop and you're waiting for your bus to come. And sometimes you get anxious, you get angry because it's taking so long. You sit and you wonder, when is that bus going to come? You look on the schedule, and the schedule has an appointed time for that bus to come, and yet it's not here. Well, that's what life process is all about. Most things that we're waiting for in life, we're so anxious, we don't want to take our time. We don't want to really allow the process to flow as it's going to flow to our best advantage. And we want to rush things. But when that happens, a lot of times we end up on missing out on things. And I just wanted to share something that happened just this past weekend with myself. You know, I just started back to being more conscious about my health and my weight. And so one of the things, on top of the fact that the doctor said you need to lose some weight, you know, that's their answer for everything. Nevertheless, there's a lot of truth to that. So I'm in this process, and I said, you know, I had a total, some of you may remember, I had a total knee replacement almost maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And so I faced a challenge with that because unfortunately my operation, I didn't come out with raving reviews. I ended up with lock knee, and I had to do extra work to get my leg to bend at least enough to go up and down stairs. With that said, I also ended up with having challenges with doing regular exercises. So walking was really the only thing that I could do that would produce raising my metabolism, burning up fat. And yet, even with that, when I walk, I have to be willing to accept some of the challenges that goes along with that. And such as after I do a nice stretch, I end up having to deal with pain for maybe 2 to 3 days afterwards. Well, since the last time I went to the doctor, I said, I am committed to this process. I'm going to do what I have to do because my health matters. It matters. Our health matters. So I started out, I've been walking just short distances to start with, but this past weekend I decided to take a different route. And as I took that route, you know, I have on the phone one of those step counters that can count how many steps that you take. I updated my application. They had, what is your goal? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to raise your metabolism? Do you want to strengthen your muscles? You know me. Everything I do is always excessive. So I put in there, I wanted to build muscle, which requires about 20,000 steps. No problem. How far could 20,000 steps be? Right? Right. So I start out on my journey, and I'm going in a different direction, a much further distance than I've done previously the week before. So I start out making this walk, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm really doing something. I got on the second leg of the stretch, and it was a challenge, and I could feel it in my muscles. I could feel the pain and the burn in my muscles. Well, in that moment, when that pain hit me, which is when I normally stop, I had to make a decision. Do I stop, pause, and rest? Do I slow down, or do I stop and go home? So what I did, sorry about that, a call came in, it cut us off. What I did was, I made a decision. I looked down the road to see what my next turning point was. And I said to myself, am I going to get anxious, or am I going to be okay with my process, knowing that in order for me to reach my goal, there may be some levels of discomfort that may be involved in it, meaning I may not always like the way things are going, yet I'm still moving in the direction of fulfilling my goal. So I put my eye on my next turning point and I didn't stop. I pushed myself at a moderate pace because I still had to be mindful that there is a pain level that follows whenever I walk. And this time I had committed to a distance that was far greater than I have ever done. Normally, I have made it up to 1,000 steps in one move, one push. Mind y'all now, I put on this stupid machine 20,000 steps. So I'm doing this walk and I'm staying steadfast. And of course, I'm praying as I'm going and I'm worshiping God and I'm telling him how much I love him and, just committing my life to him, asking him to straighten out everything that's in. You know what we do when we walk and we praying and asking God to do all this stuff to make us more eligible. Not eligible, that's not the word I'm looking for. But make us more equipped, thank you, Holy Spirit, to do whatever we believe we've been called to do by God. So I walk and I get down to the last stretch, which is just up the way from my house. And there's another couple that's there, an older Hispanic couple. And the woman gets ready to walk down the stairs and she moves to the side and she lets me go. And I say to her, I said, I understand your plight, honey, because I can only take it one step at a time going down the stairs. And then I head on my way and we laugh and I head on my way home. So when I get home, I don't look at the counter until I get inside. So I get inside and I look at the counter and I saw that I had made 5,600 and something steps. I was excited, y'all. 5,000? Okay, so it wasn't the 20,000. And I immediately went into calculation mode. If I could do that particular route at 5,600 steps, let's just round it off to 5,000. If I could do that 4 times a day, I will have achieved my 20,000 step goal. How's that for process? Ask me, did I do it? Well, the banking did. But this is the thing. I understand it's a process and it's not going to come overnight. So you're going to have to stay committed to what you have decided to do for yourself. You're going to have to stay committed to what you know is going to work out for the greater good in the end. You got to stay committed and don't give up. Always remember this. And I was talking to somebody today. Keep your mind on the goal that you have set for yourself. Understand the steps that you have to take to get there. Don't look at those steps as, oh my God, I got to take another step. Oh, this is too hard for me. Oh, I don't know if I can make it. Think about it like this. It's a process. If I can take one step, I can take 2 steps, I can take 3 steps, and before you know it, I've already reached the point that I've established as my goal. So I just want to say, remember this, life is a process. You didn't get here overnight, you won't get out overnight, but if you keep with your process, you will achieve your goal. Have an awesome, beautiful day.